Yetta, is new better than used when it comes to real estate?
Hold on a second. Maybe. Maybe. Just maybe.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
So we're going to welcome you to another episode of Life's Inside Track. I'm Yetta Decker.
And I'm Ken Decker.
And it's where we share techniques, thoughts, tips, tools, and tactics that we all need. We all deserve. You, I, everyone. So we get to turn our house into home, our families thrive, and we live the best life possible. In this segment, how we're going to do that is we're going to consider if the interest rates make it too, the fluctuating interest rates, I guess, make it too risky to commit to a new build. Is new better?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the question. And what are they going? Where are interest rates going? Like, are they staying the same? Are they going up? Are they going to go down?
Yeah.
It's speculative on the interest rate, right? Because you may look at new construction that closes in a year, 2 years from now. A condo pre-sale could be 3 years from now. What are the interest rates going to be 3 years from now?
So and most of the time, the risk factor is, can you get in a locked-in rate? Some builders do have agreements with financial institutions that will be a much longer than your typical 90 or 120-day rate hold.
Right.
And that will cover for a length of time. But sometimes the person buying a new build is going to have to just go with whatever interest rate is going at the time.
Yeah, builder rates are usually a little bit higher than the going rate at the moment because the bank's taking a risk locking in for a longer period. Yeah. Sometimes it's 9 months or a year. They'll give on a rate guarantee. Although after COVID, they started shrinking those rate guarantees. But you had a client recently that's still trying to figure out exactly what to do, right?
How to close. And when we say my client, they did not call us in this particular scenario because we didn't know them yet about the buying a new build, because we as realtors have for, I guess, 35 years helped clients work with new builders, whether it's a tract home builder, whether it's a custom builder, or whether it was when you were building homes or even a small little builder. We certainly represent our client and take them to the new home build sites. But many times people go straight or direct to the new home sales site. And it's to the point that even if you just go online and you start researching, they've now captured your information, and now it's harder to involve a realtor ever in the search process and in the negotiation. And it's less about negotiating on the price. It's more about guiding you through the process and making sure that the thing you're buying makes the most sense. We've shared on lots of other segments and episodes where having us involved saved somebody by buying a lot that was actually inferior but costing them more. And I know that doesn't make sense, but it really does happen. Or choosing fit and finish for certain reasons without recognizing the long-term implications for themselves or even the market. Right? Depending on how long they want to keep it. So there's lots of advantages to having realtors. So watch some of the other segments if you want to learn what those are, or you could always call us. You know, we like you to do that. And we'll help you out that way. But in this case, they did not call us. They didn't know us yet. They went straight to the new home builder, and the interest rate was locked in. So she thought she was pretty safe because she knew she could accommodate the interest rate based on the closing date that was set for that new build. And then the unfortunate inevitable, which I say inevitable because our market for the last 3 years has been much less static. We can't.
That's a good word for it.
Right? We can't really predict what is or isn't going to happen because really all bets are off.
Yeah.
And so there were delays, and now the interest rate is almost 3% higher than where she was when she started the journey.
When she locked it in.
Right, when it was locked in, but she now can't get that rate.
So that's a big risk with a builder compared to a resale home is there could be delays. There could be delays in a resale home, but not typically like there would be with a builder, usually a few days or something. So her lock-in expired and now she's 3% higher.
So what are the risks with that, Ken?
Well, there's multiple risks. First of all, know that the payment's higher, and we can get into like, on a $700,000 mortgage. I don't know what this particular person's mortgage is
in that
going to
ballpark.
be, but at 2.5%, it's $3,125 would have been their payment at monthly at 5.5
on a 25-year
AM.
Yep.
On 5.5, it's significantly higher. I got to look at my chart.
Over 4,200.
Yeah, 4272 or something like that. So that's a little over $1,100 more per month, which is not fun. But if you can afford it and you have the income level and you can still qualify, you can manage that, right? You can do it. You can resell later. You can skimp a little, eat more, craft dinner, whatever. You can do it. But if the banks say no, you cannot qualify for that amount at that price. Well, now what are you going to do?
And that's unfortunately where this particular person finds themselves now.
Right. And there's a few scenarios. You can negotiate with the builder.
Attempt to negotiate with the builder.
Yeah. And the builder, because some of the clauses that the builders typically have built in, sometimes as a realtor, we try to take them out right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But some of them have resale clauses that you can't resell after you close.
Like assignment clauses.
Yeah, you can't assign it.
And if you can't close, well, that's a predicament.
Yeah, and the double whammy with an assignment is if interest rates are higher, probably prices are lower. So you're going to resell at less than what you paid for it. So that's an issue.
So you're still going to, so what that means is probably you're still going to have to forfeit all your down payment, your deposit monies, not really forfeit, but because you're going to have to resell less, it may cost you money to get out of the transaction if you can get out.
Exactly. And then if you can't close, then maybe you're in default. And the builder may keep your deposit. They could even sue you for damages if they're more than the deposit. The other thing some people do is they go to private money and they borrow at a higher interest rate, which makes it even worse, but at least they can close and not get sued. And sometimes that's at 8-10% for second lenders, B lenders. And then you work at getting qualified or paying down as much as you can so you can get qualified at a lower interest rate later. So those are kind of some of the things you can do when you're stuck in that situation. Yeah. It's not fun. It's not a fun place to be.
So all we're saying is consider the cost before you actually sign a new build. For lots of our clients and in the markets where prices were increasing and interest rates were really low and going the other way, it worked great. It's just the last a year and a bit now, it's been more arduous.
Well, and I've always warned our clients about the risk of buying, if they came to us, the risk of buying a new construction. That's not like an inventory home that can be finished off in 6 weeks. That's not what we're talking about. No. We're talking about, they're just opening the phase. It's going to be, several years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there a benefit to buying new right now? And is the speculative risk worth it for you? That's the question to ask yourself. And we love positioning you to build wealth wisely because it's about much more than just money.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.